Just wondering if it was a symptom of a problem.
We should be good. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
That's a no problem.
Intro.
Good evening. It's July 7th, 2016. I'm John Trammell, and you are listening, watching, experiencing Citadel Uncut, a usually 1-hour show where we discuss a variety of topics, laugh a bit, and hopefully learn something along the way, kids. Again, I'm John Trammell, and I'm here live in Fairfield, California. With me in our live from our Saskatchewan studio, a phrase that's never been spoken before, is Dustan Hlady and Matt Brown.
Hello,
Hi.
everyone. Is this the first time we've had you introduce everyone, John?
It is the first time.
Is it exciting?
You done good.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm a big fan of intro.
Right on.
So if you guys have never experienced this show before, oh my goodness, sorry, hang on. Oh, I'm having some trouble sharing this. Give me a second.
So if you guys have never experienced Citadel Uncut before,
Then your life sucks. Basically.
usually what this is we have a lot of podcasters and weekly contributors on our website, citadel.fm, and once a week we come together on Thursdays at 9:30-ish. Like today we're a little bit late.
That's our time.
Ish is definitely the right phrase.
Ish, yeah. And yeah, we just talk usually for an hour, but today, considering that we have a lot less people on the podcast today, we are going to do a short condensed fast version for everyone. So it'll be interesting.
Sad face.
Sad face. I enjoy condensed versions.
You know, I wonder if emoticons are going to take over so readily that we'll just say the emotions we're feeling instead of emoting them with our faces. We'll just be like,
So like
smile.
you describe the emoticon, you're like,
Yeah.
smiley face with crying tears.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like, I can't believe you're breaking up with me, crying face.
No.
But you're not crying.
Snake dragon, snake dragon, snake dragon, dancing girl, taco.
Taco. that escalated quickly.
That's the future.
We've had a wild hedonistic party of snake dragons with one dancing girl and a taco.
Jeez. Anyway, for all of you guys that are just joining us now, remember to join the conversation by commenting below. Let us know what you'd like to see on the show, what kind of topics you want us to cover, if you want us to even continue the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a downer, aren't I?
Whatever you talk about, we'll talk about.
The
So
show,
that's kind of strange.
at the
but
end of
it's
the
what we
day,
do.
the show is a lot better if you are participating with us. Your interactions mean the world. to
Yeah.
us.
Have you ever gone to a coffee shop or a drinking establishment of alcohol and there's a band playing and then everyone's like on their phones or they're making out in the corner and they're not paying attention to like the folk artists who worked really hard on their craft? Then the show's not as good, right?
Dustin, it sounds like this is a personal experience of yours. Have you?
That's my life. You kidding me?
Every other day of your life, you're sitting, playing in a coffee shop.
I've been ignored in many venues. It's great.
For those of you that don't know, Dustan is a writer, musician, and former politician. He's one of the front people in a band called Friend.
Front people. Okay.
And that, I don't have a stutter. The band is Friend.
Yeah.
Friend.
The friend's so nice, named it twice. That doesn't really make sense, but
Please never say that again. Sweet, so should we just jump right into it here, guys?
All right.
I
sound
don't
so
why not?
Canadian. Oh my gosh. It is.
Oh yeah, so should we jump right in here, guys?
Let's
Buddy,
jump right into there, boy.
Holy crow.
that last winter was brutal. Oh,
Holy
you should have felt the wind in Saskatoon.
Oh, jeez. And
I'm
Mike
so
fell over.
embarrassed. Sweet. So I'll just jump right into my topic. This week, I write some articles here and now about pop culture and the weird videos that I encounter each week. Recently, I've kind of gotten into cringe videos, which is
Cringe videos. Is that a genre?
It
Yeah.
is, and it is a horrifying genre to be in.
I think you get high off of awkwardness.
I do though.
When something awkward happens on the show, I see this sense of euphoria.
Yeah, but I
But
don't
it's-
realize how uncomfortable it is
It's
until later.
scary, but you embrace it in a way.
So I was just asked today by a coworker what my favorite YouTube video of all time is, and even though it's a really low res kind of thing, my favorite YouTube video ever, the
Charlie
one I've
Baby.
rewatched the most times, is Grape Lady Falls.
Grape Lady. Oh yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
the Grape Lady. It's don't stop.
Yeah.
Is that a cringe video, Matt?
Oh,
No.
That could be.
I will actually show our audience, our live audience right now, what I'm talking about. This video is a wedding for our podcast listeners. It is a wedding where somebody should have censored their trumpet player before he came, and it just if that was my wedding, I would be so deeply upset by this. I would hate that person for life after this. Anyway, here it is.
yikes!
My God.
Whoa!
That was a trumpet.
It was.
I think the most positive thing you can say about that is that was certainly a trumpet.
You know what, Matt? You know that scene in Love Actually where the guy's friend has the full a bunch of musicians hiding in the crowd, and then they come out and they play All You Need Is Love. I'm gonna hire that guy to come to your wedding, and he's just gonna start playing in the middle of the wedding.
No.
So here's the question I have about that. Do you think that couple, the people whose wedding it was, do you think that they just neglected to audition this trumpet player
sure.
and he just showed up like that? Or do you think it's possible that trumpet player, they'd heard it before, he's a friend of theirs, it's cousin Bobby, the trumpet player, and they just let it happen anyway?
You can't. That might be the case of somebody that just doesn't know how to say no.
Okay, it could also be. I'm going to twist this a little bit because I was actually a groomsman in a wedding on Monday. It was a fun wedding. There was a wedding on American Independence Day, which is a little bit ironic in general. But so I was a groomsman in a wedding, and a few days, a week before the wedding happened, the groom asked me if I would be willing to participate in the ceremony. And I said, I would be honored. In what way would you like me to participate other than being a groomsman? He said, I'd like you to sing a hymn. I'd like you to lead us in a hymn a cappella.
Nope.
I like to sing, and I have okay tone when I sing, but I'm pretty pitchy. And I tried to explain this to him and said, listen, are you sure I'm the person you want to do it? My wife's a great singer, beautiful voice, and is standing on the other side. She's a bridesmaid in this wedding. I said to him, do you really want me to? And he's like, I'd like you to do it. I've heard you sing. You got a nice voice. And I said no to him.
Yeah.
And so maybe Bobby, the trumpet player, just said, all right, you guys really want me to do this? I guess I'll do it.
That could have happened. Yeah. Cringe videos are fun.
So okay, so I'm still confused about the cringe video thing. Is There's a couple of QVC videos out there where this home shopping video where this guy falls off of a ladder and just bangs his head on the ground.
That would be a fail video. A cringe video is something that if you were there, it would be a socially awkward situation.
No, it's like you feel uncomfortable watching it. Like you feel physically.
I cringed watching the guy hit his head.
Yeah.
Like just look up. If you guys are watching this, look up cringe compilation on YouTube, and it's just like, if you want to feel almost sick to your stomach when you're watching something like that will do it.
Our one of our viewers, Daniel Torres, says look up the E3 cringe videos. It's so stressful. Is that E3 like the gaming conference?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Do you guys know? I don't know. I didn't know if maybe you guys knew about that. John Clapper also says...
Oh, John is lagging there for a second. John, you there?
Oh, am I? I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
We missed you there. What did you say?
Oh, I said John Clapper said that was the best wedding musician ever. I'm just trying to keep up with some of our Facebook comments.
Yeah. So yeah, like that. I guess that's the conclusion of my topic. My time is up on that one.
Did you want me to do my topic?
Yeah, go for it. It kind of transitions right into yours.
It's a nice transition here.
So you know how I think YouTube is a part of all of our lives.
Yeah.
You know, it's everybody watches YouTube videos. My dad, who is not, you know, him and computers don't mix necessarily, and YouTube is a part of his life. You know, because. Yep. He was like, "Did you see the video boat where that bear got cut up in that electrical wires?" You know, that's the kind of stuff that he gets referred to. But I thought, but most people I know, even though YouTube is part of their life, they're not really like they might have a YouTube account just because they have a Gmail account, but they don't make videos, they don't comment on videos, and they don't subscribe to videos. But I thought if you're into it, if you really want to get into the YouTube life, if you really want to commit, if you've been kind of like, a lukewarm YouTuber and you want to actually start subscribing to videos, then have I got some videos, some people you could subscribe to that I really enjoy. And if people are watching and they want to tell us things that people that they subscribe to, and that's great too. My favorite thing right now is a guy called Odd Ones Out. That's Odd, the number 1 S, and then OUT. And he basically does animations and he tells stories from his life. And he's 21, so his life isn't that exciting. He hasn't had that much stuff happen to him yet. But he's pretty funny, and his cartoons are kind of funny. And he talks about working at Subway, and he talks stuff like that. He talks about
those poor people who work at Subway.
Yeah, and he talks about yeah, I don't know. He just talks about like ordinary day-to-day stuff. So he's a really good one. Another one I really like is Jaden Animations, and she's kind of like the female Odd Ones Out. Does the same thing. She talks about a lot about how she's socially awkward and tells stories, embarrassing stories about herself, and she.
John Clapper saying that he subscribes to Creech League, which is awesome.
Yeah,
as well as Evanja Paddle.
Evanja Paddle.
Yeah. So Jaden Animations is JAIDEN Animations. Another great one is It's Alex Clark. It's just how it sounds. CLARK for Clark. He does the same thing. He talks about his life and his sister and stuff like that, and it's all animated, so it's fun.
Dustin, are all of these animated vloggers?
So far, all these are animated ones, and then there's another one. This one's also animated. It's called Brew Stew Films, BREWSTEW Films, and this one is kind of like all the other ones are kind of tame. This one they use he swears a lot and he talks about drinking a lot. One of my favorite jokes he says is like he's got one about breaking up, and he goes, and maybe you might drink a lot. I sure know I drank a lot just ask November, and then it like pans to like a calendar, and November's like, yeah, he drank a lot. The calendar says. So
I'm okay. I'm really surprised at some of your recommendations. Were you trying to give recommendations that were unique or maybe unheard of, or are these? I've never heard of any of these.
These are just ones I love. I like wait. They do usually come out once a week, maybe a little bit more, and I wait for them to come out so I could watch them.
Wow.
And if you want, and one that's not animated, but it's really funny, is Whitney Rice. She's a comedian in Los Angeles, and she does like her latest one is called Third Grade Meth Teacher. It's a teacher that really loves math, but you're like, is it math or is it meth? And you just have to watch it and find out. And she's hilarious.
Matt, what are a couple of your favorite YouTube channels?
Yeah, do you guys subscribe? Do you guys do the subscribe?
Oh yeah,
thing?
lots.
Really?
I think mine are probably a lot more pop culture popular. I subscribe to Jimmy Fallon and Stephen Colbert and John Oliver with his Last Week Tonight. But then I also subscribe to Trip and Tyler, they're a comedy duo. I subscribe to Epic Rap Battles of History, which is not for sensitive viewers, not for little ears, but oh my goodness, so funny. I subscribe to one called Blimey Cow, which is a young guy who makes his own videos, and he's pretty obnoxious, but he's pretty funny. And then Mystery Guitar Man. Have you guys heard of Mystery Guitar Man? The most incredible, creative one-man music video deals. Like he's a video producer and musician, and he combines those things into these zany little 5-minute videos.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Walk Off the Earth?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Walk Off the Earth. Every time they come out with a new video, I'm all over that.
How often do they come out with a video?
It used to be a lot more often, but now that they're touring, they released a full-length album this last year, and so now that they're touring on their album and kind of doing their stuff live, they release the videos less often, but it's still fairly regularly.
Yeah. Also, a popular one is the hydraulic press guy. Have you guys heard of him? He's this guy.
I've definitely heard of that.
He's from Ukraine or something, and he just crushes things in a hydraulic press.
I liked the one with the what was it, like the silly string?
Yeah, that one was a good one.
That one is like so satisfying.
That was probably the best one.
I saw that one. That one went viral recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he does. He'll squish a Barbie doll, or he'll squish like a picnic basket, and it's kind of nice to watch. I don't know.
It's just a version of the old Will It Blend videos, and
that's what John Clapper was just saying on Facebook here.
Will it blend?
Yeah, they take a Blendtec 1000 and they just blend up these things, and like they did
like iPhones, iPads,
and stuff like that.
Do you guys remember Cute with Chris? That was a great one.
No.
But it's like it's been dead for like 10 years or something like that. But that was a great YouTube guy. He would I don't know, he was just really hilarious. He'd do things like he'd get really mad at gloves. And
well, we have exhausted your time now, Dustin.
All right.
We're gonna have to move over.
Subscribe to all that stuff. You won't regret it.
Off to John there.
Okay, real fast. I want to give some props to our viewers here. A couple more YouTube things really fast. Daniel Torres recommended Only One Noah for great covers and original songs. Josiah Chris recommends Crash Course and the School of Life. And then, of course, John Clapper said Will It Blend? But anyway, on to my topic. Moving on from the amazing racist. That doesn't sound fun at all.
Is that a guy?
I have no idea. I actually don't Google that. Don't do it. You shouldn't. So I want to ask you guys a question. What are one of your favorite guilty pleasures, specifically regarding food? So what's that one thing where you'll hide in the closet and eat like a half a package of double stuffed Oreos. What's your thing?
Really? Like, I don't think you can buy, like, this is horrible for me to admit, but I don't think you can buy an entire bag of chips and not just, like, eat the entire thing. So I end up just buying the smaller bags, because I open a bag, I will finish the entire thing and end up getting, like, 2,000 calories from a bag of Doritos.
So if you open a bag of chips, you will eat them all, guaranteed.
Yeah, it's like a bowl of popcorn.
You know, you can't get those chip clips.
I know, but like I eat the entire thing. It's like if somebody
Do you
gives me
bite people if they try and share?
No. I like, well, if it's my family, I'm just like, back off, get your own.
I used to know this guy
There's a whole flat of them in back. Go get your own.
If there's like 7-layer dip in the house, yeah, no, that thing is done in 2 days easily, and that's like one of the big Costco ones too.
Those things weigh like 15 pounds a piece. Dustin, what about you? What's your favorite?
I feel like I don't get guilty about eating anything. I'll just eat whatever. You know? Actually, you know what? I'm trying to quit and I can't. I'm like totally addicted. Is
heroin.
Energy drinks. Oh my goodness.
What? There's so many different kinds. Are you talking Starbucks energy drinks or what?
Anything. And I know part of it's like because I'm delusional about how limited time is on Earth, and I'm trying to like give myself extra hours and be immortal like a freaking vampire or something. But so I know part of it's laced up in like a lot of insecurities I have about how short life is. But at the same time, it's like, oh, I just love it. Like when that like synthesized ditch water tasting beverage hits my lips, oh, I just love it. It's like it's definitely like. It's definitely it's my drug of choice. You know?
I have a favorite energy drink. It's Rockstar Fruit Punch flavor. The Fruit Punch flavor of the Rockstar brand is fantastic. And there was a season of my life while I was working at Jiffy Lube specifically where I drank them way too much.
They're wonderful. Like if I injected heroin into my bloodstream, the whole time I'd be thinking, I just wish I had an energy drink instead. Like I wouldn't even be into it. I wouldn't even
seriously. Like,
no thanks.
I'm not that bad about like. I love my pre-workout powder does like the caffeine hit that you'd get in an energy drink, but it also gives you creatine, and that like makes your whole body like tingle and like super productive.
So let me ask a question, and this one's going out to the viewers as well. So, how many of you really enjoy cookie dough? I don't mean cookies, I mean raw cookie dough.
No.
Like you'll buy a thing of the Toll House bucket and you'll just start eating it with a spoon.
That's gross.
That's gross.
Oh,
You're
really?
crazy.
Yeah, it's gross.
You're crazy. Why do you think it's gross?
Because it's like slimy cookies. Well, like if you're gonna market it, you'd be like, they're like cookies, but they're slimy.
See, I like
cookie pre-birth. That's what they are.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh yeah, it's like eating a placenta.
I like eating undercooked cookies already. So like even if you put them into the oven, I don't want them coming out crispy. I want them to be a little bit mushy. We've got viewers saying that they would eat it all day. Carrie Hlady says no. John Clapper says chocolate chip. He used to eat it on a porch with a buddy.
Oh, somebody's saying depend if it has eggs.
Oh, so Josiah says nasty and raw. I like my cookies cooked. So Josiah and Daniel, you guys are on to the right track. The Washington Post has reported that the Food and Drug Administration has warned this week that you should always eat your cookies cooked. Always cook your cookies, they say. Never eat cookie dough, period.
So I guess Morgan Colish on our comments is on the right track because she's saying she'd rather drink garbage juice.
No, but Daniel, our viewer, was not entirely correct because he says that it's because of the raw eggs, which there's some danger there in unpasteurized eggs, and we all grew up with the fear of salmonella, right? Our parents would, you're gonna get the salmonella, but the FDA says that that's actually not the reason to be worried. It's the real reason to be worried at this point in history is E. coli.
Yum.
That's right.
Why is E. coli? Okay.
E.
Well,
coli.
in recent months, have been directly linked to cookie dough made with flour manufactured by General Mills. And here's the reason why. Again, I'm taking this from a Washington Post article. The reason is disgusting. It's animal poop. So when birds and other animals do their business above wheat fields, the poop falls onto the wheat, and that isn't fully pasteurized. It's not pasteurized in the same way that milk is pasteurized or something like that. And so it's really easy for that bacteria to make its way into the flour that then goes into your cookie doughs that you're just gobbling up on your front porch.
Okay, I'm suddenly gonna become vegan.
I'm starting to feel bad about all the times I've taken a whiz in a field. I never thought about that. I mean, I'm pissing on people's food, future food.
I mean, it's kind of gross, but the way I understand it is that urine is actually sterile. It's poop that is the real problem. So
I'm cleaning it. Basically, I'm cleaning and if I can find any poop to pee on in the field, then I'm sterilizing it. I'm doing good for the world.
I can't handle this conversation.
Let's go. Well,
our folks online here are agreeing with me here. They're saying that General Mills also had a cereal recall, and you should check it out, and that General Mills in general just had a major recall on flour. But the point here is, kids, no matter how much you like your tube of slimy cookies, you should not just inject them directly into your mouth.
Yeah.
And that's my topic.
You gotta cook them. Who knew when you're making cookies in the oven, what you're doing is burning all the poop away?
Oh. Nothing like toasted poo cookies.
Yeah.
Can we not talk about this? Because I'm going to gag.
You ever make cookies and you're like, I don't remember putting chocolate chips in these.
It just goes back to my theory, and Matt, you're going to love this one. It goes back to my theory that if you deep fry pretty much anything, it's going to taste good. I mean, you just toss some poo in some tempura batter and flash fry that sucker. Yep. I bet it wouldn't taste as bad as raw poo.
Speaking of poo, it just reminds me, because I used to be a district manager at Starbucks, and so I'd have to go around and do spot checks on different stores, and sometimes you'd go to a store that wasn't managed right, and you know exactly which Starbucks stores aren't managed right because you can tell by their customer service. The ice machines never go for a cold drink if it's bad customer service.
Why?
Because sometimes there'll be mold growing in there.
Oh, ice machines are havens. Of bacteria.
Find mice at the bottom of ice machines and stuff like that.
No, it's not mice here.
Yeah, clean out those suckers once a day.
No, the chemicals that we ran through, the one at my home store, we would clean it every single day with pure bleach, and then it would have to go through 3 flushes after that, and we would do that all all night. It would be flushing, and then he'd start the ice maker at 5 a.m. and
pure bleach? That doesn't seem sanitary.
Oh, it is. Chlorine kills everything,
including your intestines.
Humans that we're now drinking that ice in our tasty frappuccinos.
But it's flushed 3 times, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always flush 3 times after I go.
Yeah, Starbucks.
Good rule.
Starbucks is
triple flushers. Those are the worst.
To prevent myself from a lawsuit, I have to be 100% honest. Most stores are very, very well managed. We have an amazing district manager or managers in Saskatchewan, and they do an incredible job.
You're too worried about insulting people.
But it is
Starbucks
true.
Sucks. What you gonna do, Starbucks?
They're incredible. But I know who's even better.
I had Starbucks twice today.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've never had. I shouldn't judge.
If you're concerned about it, feel free to go to the manager and say, hey, when was the last time you cleaned your ice maker? And they'll tell you. So.
Wow. All right.
I feel like that would be one of the things they wouldn't be honest about.
Really? I was always honest
20
about
minutes
it.
ago. We cleaned it 20 minutes ago.
We just did. That's all clean.
Oh my goodness. Well, I guess we're moving on to our experimental segment here.
Ooh.
Should we where we're gonna discuss awkward moments. Ooh.
Awkward, or you said embarrassing earlier.
Well, awkward or embarrassing, they're both the same.
Our cringe moments.
I've got to pull I've got to pull the right file here. So.
Yeah, I have quite a few of them too.
Okay. John Clapper says that he really loves Dutch Bros. Do you guys have you guys ever had a Dutch Brothers coffee?
No, I have never had coffee, so.
and another reason that I can't believe that, Dustin. I cannot believe that.
I had a sip once. Tasted like liquid earwax. Couldn't do it.
Okay. So I'm gonna go first.
This is the cringe episode.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go first with the cringeworthy, and this might not cringe so much, but I've been waiting to share the story with you guys, and I'm excited to do so tonight. And I'm just gonna come out right out in the beginning and say this is something that I'm ashamed of, and I've never gotten to come clean about it. And the other point to note is that this story involves Dustan.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So a lot of people might not know, a lot of our viewers might not know, Dustan and I went to college together at Briarcrest College. Back then it was Briarcrest Bible College, but we won't go into that. It's a source point. This
week's sponsor, by the way.
Dustan went. You would say this, right? You went a bit on and off to Briarcrest.
Oh, I was like more on and off with Briarcrest than like the guy in the band Stillwater and Almost Famous and Penny Lane. That's an obscure reference,
I
but
have no clue what you're talking about.
Very on and off, yeah.
So it was a very on-off relationship between Dustan and his college. No, I'm trying to say Dustan.
Over the course of 12 years, I got my degree.
Yeah. So anyway, one time Dustan, there was a season of his life when he was sort of a wandering vagabond, and he came through. He came through the Briarcrest area without. He wasn't going to school there. He just stopped in to hang out for a little while, to hang out with some of his friends. So he came through, and he stayed in our room, and he stayed with me and my roommate Jay at the time, and Dustan he didn't have a whole lot with him. Do you remember this story, Dustan?
I don't know what you're going to say, actually. I do remember that time in my life. I was trying to keep all my worldly possessions down to a backpack. So basically I also allowed myself to have like a guitar and a skateboard. So guitar, skateboard, backpack full of stuff, which is mostly clothes. And I always kept my Briarcrest yearbook of my freshman year. Because everyone wrote such nice things in there. But it was pretty much it.
So this is so Dustan came through and he was about to leave and he asked me, his friend, if I had a pair of socks he could have, because he had nearly worn through his only pair of socks. And I was, censor your little ears, I was a selfish bastard. And I attempted to offer Dustan the crappiest pair of socks I could find. I was like, well, I've only got 6 pair. I know you've only got 1, and not even barely 1 because it's shredding. But I've only got 6, so I'm going to dig through the drawer and find the rattiest pair I've got. And I went to try and give him the worst pair, and I figured that because he was a beggar, I could be the chooser.
I feel like we're both pretty, like you only had 6 pairs, I had 1. We weren't living large.
So anyway, my roommate Jay just shamed me. He's like, John, just leave, keep your precious socks. And he gave you like 3 or 4 pairs of brand new socks.
Oh, of course he would. Yeah.
I really just only wanted the one. And and to this day, that was like 15 years ago, Dustan. To this day, I've been ashamed of how selfishly
I don't even remember that. But Jay had a knack for inadvertently shaming people. I remember once. Oh no, this is the other way around. Where Jay got shamed. We were all in the room, and me and Jay were in a band. We're in a band together, and then Jay left. And then Sarge came in, and then Sarge took Jay's spot playing bass, and then and then Jay came back, but it was like, oh, your spot's taken because we got this other guy to play bass, and it's not like we're gonna, kick him out because Sarge is great. Yeah. And so, I remember like I was in the dorm and I was talking to Jay, and Jay was like, oh, I just wish he would quit or something so I could be back in the band. And he was kind of speaking a little bit negatively towards him because he wanted back in the band. And right when he said it, Sarge just happened to open the door and go, free candy! And then he like threw candy at Jay.
He was
and
just
everyone.
being the nicest guy
Yeah,
in the
he's
world.
been the nicest guy in the world. And then he threw all this candy and then he just shut the door and Jay was like, I feel horrible. The guy I was just saying I wish would quit the band just threw tons of free candy at me.
Anyway, I don't want this to become too much of an inside story kind of time. I don't want to alienate anyone who doesn't know these people.
That's a good story.
Anyway, but Dustan, will you forgive me?
Oh, totally.
Will you forgive me for
Could you
depriving
mail me
you
some
of
socks?
a nice sock?
This is
would
becoming
if
the
you
Dr.
wanted.
Phil show.
I'm living so
Your
large.
wife says that people wanted to start a Kickstarter for you or something, but your wife says that they'll be wasting their times because you still wear your socks completely threadbare.
I do. I wear them. I have more socks, but I wear them out. I'm not gonna go buy new socks.
I just immediately throw them out, even if they discolor.
Just discolor?
Yeah.
Without a hole in them?
Yeah, I just throw them out.
I have to have.
If I get a hole in the tip of my sock, like in the end of it, I'll stick both fingers inside and completely rip it open. I'm done with it.
My wife does that to me fairly often. I think she likes it. You know, it feels good, right?
One of our viewers, Gail Lance, asked me how many socks I now own, and the answer is about 3 drawers full. She happens. It's not that much, but she happens to know that I have a little thing for fun socks. I like my socks to match my outfit and stuff like that. So I own a lot of socks.
Oh wow!
Oh my goodness.
My socks usually don't even match each other. So, but I have more than one pair now, but they don't match.
Gosh.
Who's next? Embarrassing story.
Dustan.
Oh, I couldn't really. I was trying to think of like, I should have picked.
This is
one.
a really hard one for me because like I tend to repress a lot of those really awkward memories.
I don't get embarrassed fairly often, but I'll tell you a story.
One of the most awkward people I know.
So, but I don't feel it. Just other people do.
I feel it right now.
I was working at I was working at a historic site, and if you've never worked at a historic site, if you've never done a summer, it's really fun. They're places of historical significance, usually kept open with government money, so it doesn't matter how many people come in or don't come in. And I worked at one, Victoria Settlement in Alberta. I was saving up for my honeymoon just before, it was right before I got married.
Yep.
And it was basically, I was dressed up as a Métis farmer. And
oh my gosh.
we do tours of the place. And most days nobody came. At the most, we'd do 5 tours, and there'd be a couple people, so you take turns doing tours. So your work day was pretty minimal, and as we spent most of the time just reading and stuff. But anyways, there's this guy I worked with, and just everyone. So me and him actually lived on site, and then there was like 3 girls that worked with us that came in, and everyone just hated this guy. Because he was super awkward, and he'd walk up. So we'd be sitting there, and he'd walk up to us, and he'd go, "Hello. Well, if we're not going to talk, I'll go do something else." Like it like would take that long for him to. And he was, and I don't dislike people like fairly often, and I try to keep my prejudices to a minimum. But something about bald men who are get unnecessarily angry, I just can't handle them.
Bald men. I find that bald men get unnecessarily angry commonly. I think they're upset about the fact that they're bald.
I don't know. Like if you're a bald woman and you get angry, no problem, right? If you are
you're completely justified.
If you're a fully haired man that gets angry, it's fine. If you're a bald man that's really nice, you're like one of those really nice bouncers that just loves everyone. You're my guy. But I don't know. But this guy was that guy, and he got under my skin a lot. But this day came where we were on the Louis Riel Trail, where historic significance. It's where all the Métis settlers came through Alberta, and this one day, all these Métis people kind of showed up because they were doing the trail, and then they camped on the site, and he got really like mad about it, and he's like, they didn't call ahead, and I'm really mad about this, and I was just kind of like, this is the most laid back job in the world, like just take it down a notch, like just who cares. And he was just like, no, I'm not gonna let them get away with this. And we had public bathrooms, and
he's going for justice. He's out for blood.
Yeah, and he got,
they can take our lives, but they'll never take up our time.
And he even went and he locked the public washrooms and put signs on the door that said, since you didn't call ahead, if you're willing to send your leader to talk to me, then maybe I'll open up the bathrooms. Like this really passive-aggressive note on the bathroom door. And I was just kind of like, and I went and I unlocked the door without telling him. But
you rebel.
Yeah, I did. But anyways, but it made me feel so like, because I have a Ukrainian settler background. This guy had an English background, and these people were Métis and First Nation.
That blood runs deep.
And I just felt like, does nothing ever change? You got like this guy who's like, no, this is my land, and you don't have a legal right to be here, blah blah blah. And you have the First Nations people and the Métis people just being like, well, this is just land to travel. This is land to travel through. Like, because before colonialism, there's not a perception of land ownership, right? Like there's area conflicts and stuff. But anyways, and
as promised in the beginning of the show, folks, we've learned something along the way.
and there's me, like Ukrainian guy, who's just kind of like, I want to benefit from being here, but I don't want to get involved. So it was kind of an awkward moment.
I don't have like a really long story.
Is that your way of saying my story was long? It was.
Oh no. Like, does anyone else like laugh to like express most of their emotions?
What?
I laugh to express most of my emotions.
So that means you'll laugh in really inappropriate moments. Like some girl will be like, I just have to tell you that your cat died, and you'll start laughing.
Yeah, like, I've had a lot of moments where it's like, you should not be laughing. So, last year my grandmother passed away, and I had a couple of moments of, like, very inappropriate, like, and I'm a belly laugher, so there's no, like, disputing whether I'm laughing or not. And so, at my grandmother's funeral, I was, like, killing myself laughing, and it was...
Wow.
It was not good.
Did people get mad at you?
People were staring at me, but like I was like in the front row, so it's like I think people were like, everyone experiences grief differently.
They felt that? Okay, well that's good.
But maybe they thought that I was just maniacally laughing, like she's dead, which I was like really not thinking that way. But like, I don't know.
I was once removed from class for giggling too hard during some Bible class in college.
That's happened to me so many times.
I could not control myself. The teacher asked me to leave the room.
Ken Ginter. He asked me to leave the classroom. Oh,
I remember
Matthew. There's actually scientific studies about people that do that. There's a whole like sociological terminology, and what they've discovered is that the people who show the wrong emotion in the wrong time, like who will weep when something's really happy or
I'm a psychopath, right?
No, you're not a psychopath. It's been shown that you actually feel things more deeply than other people, and that because of the overwhelming amount of that certain emotion, you express it in an inappropriate way, in the wrong way.
Also, you're like that guy from Bare Naked Ladies. I'm the kind of guy that laughs at a funeral. Don't know what I'm talking about? You soon will. That's you. I'm the kind of guy that wears my heart on my sleeve. I have a tendency of taking off my shirt. Are those two things true as well?
I'm not answering those.
I just listened to that song the other day.
It's great.
Anywho, we are just about out of time here, guys. Did you guys want to just run some final thoughts there?
Well, since we're talking about grandmas, when I went to my grandma's funeral, she was a lady. Well, it was hard to say nice things to her about her at the funeral because there wasn't like a lot to work with. But it was really funny how people kind of turned her flaws into positives at the funeral. So people would go up and they'd be like, "Oh man, could she really devastate you with only a few words? That was her talent. She could just rip your life to shreds, like just with a couple of perfectly placed sentences about how horrible you are." You know, and everyone's laughing and we're having like a great time. But yeah, it's kind of, funerals are interesting. That's not really a good final thought, but
can I read a comment for my final thought?
That's called commiserating.
I'm gonna read Carrie Hlady's comment for my final thought.
Oh.
Carrie Hlady says, "I once worked at a video rental store, and we had a regular customer who only had one arm. And I was walking over to offer assistance, and I was literally telling myself, don't say, can I give you a hand? Don't say, can I give you a hand? Don't say, can I give you a hand?" And guess what she asked him?
She did. She said, yeah, I know that story.
Oh, that's awful.
That's a good story.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Carrie. Oh, John Trammell, your final thought.
It's completely out of left field, but I started listening through the Jack Johnson discography today, and so far I'm on his second album, the one with the yellow cover and the tree, and and I think that it's probably I've got like 6 more albums to go through, and not only does all Jack Johnson sound the same. If you've heard one, you've heard them all. But I'm going to say right now that I already think that this is going to have been his best album. The second one.
Sorry, Carrie Hlady just commented and she said, he just looked at me and said, and I said sorry and walked away. This is another one of my moments of inappropriate laughing. I'm sorry.
So, John, are you going to take us out with your lyrics?
I can try. How about I butcher one of Jack Johnson's most famous songs?
Do it.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song I could sing, but I can try for your heart. Our dreams, and they're made out of real things, like a shoebox of photographs with sepia tone love in. Ooh, it's always better when we're together. Ooh, it's always better when we're together. Ooh.